Sanmanani, Sanmanani, Sanmanani. My name is Bongele Hardy, the trans queen. Please do remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and, of course, turn on the notifications bell for whenever we upload a video. Do comment and like the video below. Now, today I want us to talk about quite a moving topic that is actually a national pandemic at this point. And this is one the Somalians stores that are selling poisoned food allegedly, fake food allegedly, and also the taverns and the groove outlets, the places, clubs or whatever that people go to for fun, and they get exposed to fake alcohol, or those places are selling fake alcohol. Now, this is one of two things, right? Let's start with the fake alcohol issue. The fake alcohol issue, we quite do not know where they buy this alcohol, because if they were buying this alcohol from the SAB, then the SAB means South African breweries, right? So if they were buying their alcohol from the SAB, then people wouldn't complain about the sickness, the excessive sickness of hangover, but you learn that this is actually not hangover. You get so sick, you find yourself having to be hospitalized because you were out on Saturday. On a Sunday, you thought it's hangover. On Monday, you're still sick. On Tuesday, you're still sick. And when you go to the clinic, they refer you to the hospital only to find something you drank actually affected maybe your kidneys or your stomach. It's more like it's poisoning, but it's not poisoning as such. Does it make sense? So there is usually fake alcohol that people have consumed at the time that is making them to be that sick, because you cannot be sick for 4 days out of a 1 day outing of drinks and fun, but 4 days later you're still sick. Does make sense? So usually it is fake alcohol, and you would never know which place sells fake alcohol and which place sells original alcohol, because in this case every outlet that sells alcohol, we would like to believe that it's authentic, it's original, it's from the breweries, but only to learn that no, man, this is not what we actually usually buy, and the taste is quite not as similar, but there's a slight difference between the taste. But then you will think to yourself, maybe it's my first sip, you understand? But the second, the third sip, you're not paying attention anymore, only to learn days later that you were drinking fake alcohol from the outlet that you were in. Does make sense? Now, when it comes to food poisoning, fake food poisoned, maybe expired food and whatever, Somalian stores have seemed to be taking the lead in that regard, because with South African authorities, there's someone that has to be taking responsibility with checking these food items, or the warehouses, the factories that are manufacturing this kind of food. They need to be people that are inspecting this kind of food before they can actually go to different stores for human consumption. But that does not seem to be happening. As a result, people have they've lost quite a few of kids. A few children have died due to such, and children die easily because their immune system is still vulnerable, is not as strong. So that is why there is more children dying than adults due to these kind of refreshments. Could be samba chips, it could be sweets, or whatever it is that they bought from the Somalian stores. Now people are saying the Somalian stores need to close down. But my argument is, where is it that they are stocking this food? Where is it that the manufacturer is based? Because if the Somalian stores are selling this poisoned food allegedly, then there has to be someone they are buying the food from. So who's the supplier? Who's the manufacturer? Doesn't make sense. Let's deal with the root of the problem and not the branches of the problem, but the root of the problem. Find out who the supplier is, find out who the manufacturer is, and then deal with the issue from there. But then I strongly blame the inspectors of the food industry in South Africa, because they seems to be slacking and not doing their job. Because if they were, then we wouldn't be having kids dying. And as consumers in the township, how do you know when something has expired? Like when something has food poison, how do you know? Because most of these chips, I notice they are handled by hand. Bese bayazifaka plastic in and they sell to kids. But you do not know from the initial packet laba zihlohla khona emaplastikini ukuthi expired date yakhona 18. You do not know. And you find with it's fresh. They packed it today. But now the problem is it say expiry already from the supplier? Is it already say poisoned or say rotten already? It doesn't make sense. It has overstayed its shelf life. And with that being said, it leads to children dying. So how are consumers supposed to know when something is still consumable by human or not? Doesn't make sense. So the inspectors of this industry, they need now to pay attention to these kind of details to know which supplier is supplying what and if the food is good and authentic. Doesn't make sense. Because if they don't do that, then we're still gonna have a deeper issue with this. It's still going to be a pandemic where kids are dying left, right, and center. And when you try to find out, badle ama chips about makulin, badle ama sweet about makulin, doesn't make sense. So someone needs to stand up. Someone needs to do something about it, because it has already gotten out of hand. It has already gotten out of hand. And now another amusing thing with this whole issue is that people would know that this specific shop is selling food items or refreshment items that have actually killed a kid or two, but they would still go ahead and loot the same store. Why are you looting the store? The other day I came across a video on TikTok with Somalians discarding stock. It was samba chips, it was your drinks, you see the other shops, your lemonade, your tonic waters and stuff like that. It is alleged that they do these things on their own. They have a factory that produces these drinks for them. Does make sense? So if now they buy Cokes and Sprite and Stonies and whatever originally from Coca-Cola factory, then all these lemonade and soda waters and whatnot, they do them on their own. Because why else would they be discarding something that they know they have authentically bought it from a factory that is recognized in the country? It doesn't make sense. So they were discarding all of those foods, and when they were asking them, why are you throwing away this food, there was no specific answer. Why is there no specific answer? Because already kids have died in the place, and they are going to come and investigate. And they know very well, they sell these things knowing very well that these things are poisoned, these things are not for human consumption, but they sell them anyway. It doesn't make sense. So the government needs to step in. For real, they need to do something about it, because right now mothers are losing their kids, fathers are losing their kids because of negligence, because it is pure negligence. No one wants to take accountability. Where are the inspectors that are supposed to be inspecting these factories, these warehouses with these suppliers? Doesn't make sense. So if no one is inspecting them, then they are having a field day. And look at what the field day is doing. It is leading to parents burying their own kids just because someone does not want to take accountability, just because someone wants to just relax in the office and do nothing for the day. Now it has costed someone's life. Does make sense? So I don't know what it is that you think of it, but please do drop me a comment in the comment section below. And until you and I talk again on the next video, have a great day.